This is the book. It's only like 360 pages long. The cover was the same in original English, American, whatever the printing was. The original title is Undead Girl Gang. Well, the Hungarian title translated back is Immortal Girl Gang. But, you know, it always has a back page text. It tells you the basic of the story, which actually gets to the point like the third. This is where I am at the point, but I got all the necessary elements to make a review about it. I heard the ending is good, but the ending is not that important, although the good thing is this is some young adult stuff. It has a story. It focuses on the story, not just the girl banter thing. I got this for the kid in the family, but I thought I will read it because I always try to, you know, she's female. That's the thing, and I'm not. So I know, considering I had a sister who had a bookshelf, and she very occasionally read some stuff, and I know what females read is very different from what males read, and I'm sorry, I never got an inside peek. It would have been a great thing, I guess, if there had been a book club somewhere where the girls, women tell about their books, the books they read. Because I read all kinds of genre: science books, non-fiction books, sci-fi, fantasy, action, comedy, you name it, new age stuff. I never read books written for women, a female audience in mind. I mean, I knew about the Nora Roberts books, you know, those books that pretend to not be porn, but actually softcore porn for adult women, with Fabio hair guys and, you know, it's half naked. Anyway, and I looked around on some booktubers. I sometimes hit them up. They are always 1.5 hour or 4 hour long videos. That's insane. But it's good to get some information on stuff you would never touch normally, especially books, because books are a commitment. Either way, so I pulled on some books that I was like, look into it. Like, once I pulled on Game of Thrones, the first book, and wanted to read it through, how much it differs from the series. And I never got anywhere, because that was the time the old fat man announced he will never write the ending. So I said, fuck off, I don't care him anymore. And I put on Twilight. You know, actually, we have somewhere in paperback because my sister. And, you know, I started reading, and I don't know how to phrase it otherwise. it's written competently. It's not just competent. It makes you read it. You know, you don't just read it and okay, this is fine and this is good and whatever. No, you catch yourself that okay, I will read 5-10 minutes, just just a sample, and that will be like 2 pages, and you catch yourself you are on the fifth. This literally happened. So yeah, I get that this got successful, especially for a female audience. It's absolutely not for the male audience. Uh, but it's fine if as a teen I would probably read it just out of curiosity. On the other thing, there are constant subtle differences compared to the movies, and I was thinking, what would I do with that book and what they actually did in it, and I thought, what I would do would make it a cheap TV movie series thing, and that wouldn't make that much of a money. Making the decision that how they made the movie, how they changed the little things, and how they toned things, the cinematography and all that, you can't but respect it. It's, yeah, you see why they did it, and it was the right choice to make if you want to make money. For the rest of us, I was really angry. I went to see the second movie because it had werewolves, and maybe I get something, but it was horrible, and I was so angry that this is just peaceful job. But as a so bad it's good movie, yeah, it has its place. I've seen it like twice or thrice, the whole series. Never again, but it had its place. Anyway, so this book, back to this book. This book is interesting because you see, it says there is this teenager who is a Wiccan witch, and her schoolmates, 3 of them died, and then she resurrects them. There is no manages, she just resurrects them. They want to ask, what was your last moment? Who did this? I want to report this to the authority and deal with it, because it's one of them was her bestie and all that stuff. So it's you really see the emotional connection. She has a thing for reason to do all this investigation thing. So it promises a young adult version of some criminal investigation, the kids in the neighborhood style. And you get that, but for it's pink. And it's jeans material. It's so, as I got it a little bit, I wouldn't have it any other way. I banded it a bit. This is how you read it. The prime target audience is female, but it's actually the structure what makes this interesting to me, because it's, any book I've read, they started, this is the word, yeah, and let's say if it would be a normal, the book I normal book I read. She's a witch, and they had, like, you know, Buffy the Vampire Slayers or whatever. They cast spells at home and all that kind of stuff. Here, nothing. She's just a girl. Very obviously, like the first 10 pages, she's a self-insert. But it doesn't come down as a self-insert. It's just a bit overweight teenager with angst and issues. You don't feel the power fantasy Mary Sue aspect in it. She has her faults. She has a character independent from the author. It's not a power fantasy thing. So that's an interesting thing, and the writer just throws in that, oh, she casts spells and mentions Wicca in another, and they spend their free time in the local Wicca shop. It's a very Bible Belt small town, by the way. And it's, how does this make any coherency? But the coherency part is that the author just throws them these details, these words, very casually, and you just dropped into someone else's life, and they don't explain themselves for your sake, or there is no narration. They just started 5 minutes after the story started. That's somehow good. It would be clunky in a bad writer, but this is a good writing. And you see, it has to get together. She has to get the spell in a mysterious way. Someone sent a magic spell book. Maybe it was her Wicca bestie, or it was just, you know, some mysterious force of the universe, or whatever, or some evil witch even, maybe, you know. You can't be sure with these books. And then she goes on a spree to get all the ingredients, and the family is introduced during this because she has to sacrifice 7 wives, because this is only a 300 something pages, 350 maybe. They only come back for 7 days, 1 week, and that's it. They end up being dead again, and they are not zombies. They are not. They are themselves, and when they are close to the protagonist, they are looking normal, feel normal, everything is normal. But if they get too far from her, or maybe it's something else, but there is a distancing here, they turn to how their corpse would be in the grave. It's not clear whether they are still in the grave or what is going on. It's very spooky, and if you want, convenient that we don't have to dig up graves, you know. But and the first thing they do is they go shopping during the night, so it's actually stealing stuff, but it's so a female thing to do. If it was, you know, your boy fantasy, they would care less what they are wearing. They would walk in some loincloths on the main street and just get something from the protagonist's wardrobe. No, they go into the Walmart and get some clothes, and they discover this. They suddenly turn into all this freakish, and it's a very good description. That's the rotting, the damage they suffered during how they died, and all their eyes are white, and even when they are close to the protagonist, they know that their inner things were taken out and were put some mortuary tampons into them. They feel that, and that's what appeals to me as a male reader. But on the other hand, they in the Walmart during these discoveries and getting all the stuff they need, they start to quarrel on boys and whether they should go to the public obituary. it's it's wonderful. It's a yeah. I will definitely read this. If I got it this very cheap. It's like that. It's $3 in US dollar. So it's not a serious. That was the one of the main thing I bought this for, because this is not a series. I so hate when it's part of some series and you never know it's worth reading. You even have to read it, and if you gift it to, especially the child in the family, he will start to cry for the rest of the series. It's just not worth the fuss. But this is a standalone book, so I like it. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's a very good read.